And basically our lives is transformed and we are changed. It's now the most beautiful hour. It's our testimony hour. Remember, whatever you go through in life, it is tomorrow's testimony. So you should not be shaky or wonder what is happening in your life, because what you're going through today, it will be tomorrow's testimony. And you're going to strengthen someone somewhere who will be weak, who will be low, who will be down, thinking that all is lost. You make that person to rise again and walk. Today we have a special guest. We have Isaac Gitau Muthoni. He's our guest today. He has had a journey and he's testifying of what the Lord can do. Remember, this time we have our kids at home. We have the primary school, we have the high school guys at home. And basically during holidays, they don't have much to do. Some of them are going through some difficult scenarios, and even the parents are not even able to handle their kids because of what they're going through. Some have gotten themselves into drugs, beer taking, cigarettes, and all kind of stuff. And it reaches a point to become an addict, and once a kid becomes an addict, it is usually a very tough journey for him himself and also the parents. And so, as we listen to today's testimony, I pray that all our high school guys, our primary school guys, will be watching, that they may learn something from the Anthony's experience. So welcome to Arise and Shine Show.
Thank you.
We are always here on Sunday morning, and we have what we call Testimony Hour. You see, some people are down there. They think that all is lost. They cannot be able to rise again. Their feet are just tied up, and they think that this is the end of us. And it's a very good opportunity where we talk about what we've gone through. Remember, something that you've experienced is different from what you've been taught or what you had. And out of experience, the Lord makes us pass through some difficult situation, so that tomorrow we can stand and tell our viewers, we can stand and tell that person who is there, that there's a God who is able to change everything in our lives, who is able to turn around our lives and we become what we ought to be. Remember, we were just created for one thing, to worship the name of the Lord, to give glory to God, because we are His creatures and He delights in our praises and in our worship. So, welcome.
Thank you.
Say hi to our viewers.
Thank you. Hi, how are you? As you've heard, my name is Isaac Gitau Muthoni. I'm a born again Christian and I love the Lord. Yep.
Beautiful. People are asking, that gentleman, he just looks okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be he be having a testimony anyway, because he just looks okay. Was it that time that he was down there, low, lying flat, and believing God for something new?
Oh yes, in fact, it is God who has made me the way I look today. My story is long, my testimony is a series of testimony, because I think it has seasons. It has season 1, season 2, season 3.
I like that.
Yeah. I will give you my story. Most probably you know someone who has passed what I've passed, what I've seen. Yeah. Well, I'm the firstborn in our family. We are 4, 2 guys, 2 boys and 2 girls. We were brought up by our mom single-handedly in a Christian foundation. We went to church like any other children. We went to school and we grew up knowing the Lord. Now, as I grew up, when I became a teenager, teenagers love discovering.
Yes.
So I thought, we used to live in Moranga, a place called Moranga town, near the hospital, because my mom used to work in the hospital. And when I became a teenager, I was taken to a boarding school. That boarding school was a strict one. It's called St. Martin's. It's somewhere in Mugere. Very strict. So during the holidays, I thought I had all the freedom. Yeah. Now, since I loved music, there was that music craveness in Moranga. There was a place called Jack's Disco.
Wow.
If you're born in Moranga, you know Jack's Disco. So that's where I started discovering, experimenting. I started working with the big boys. Because I went to a boarding school and I could speak English, I thought, now I'm a grown-up. So when I started going for parties, that is where I tasted alcohol. There was this dancing competition. I was a good dancer. I'm still a good dancer. And I used to win most dancing competitions. And the prizes, you were given crates of beer.
Oh no.
So now that is where my drinking started. That is where I tasted my first drink. So every time I win, I get a present, a crate of alcohol.
At that time, it's during the holidays?
Yes, during the holidays. I used to sneak in and dance.
Is your mom aware?
Now I used to sneak from home when my mom is working night shift.
Oh yeah,
I pretend,
she's a nurse.
Yeah, she's a nurse. I pretend I'm going to sleep. When my sisters go to sleep, I walk out from the house quietly, go to the club, dance, and then come back in the morning. The funniest thing, let me give you that story. What happened? We used to live in the second floor. I remember, and my mom hid the keys for the door to go out, so I had to break in the window to go out. Now I used to come out. I used to step on the sofa set, move to the balcony, the one that is up for the third floor, grab the balcony, go up, and now drop to this down using the stairs. So when I'm coming back in the evening, in the morning, I just climb again and go back inside the bedroom.
God.
That was a very dangerous place, because if I fell, I would die immediately.
Yeah, that is too far.
Now my mom,
very high.
My mom was asking, why, kwa nini hii kiti inachafuka tu hapa mahali I was stepping.
Okay.
So one night like 5 a.m. in the morning when I was coming back, I stepped on my mom's shoulder. She was waiting for me. She was waiting for me over there, and I was drunk. So you know what happens? I got a beating of my life.
Yes.
So now I went to high school. I got more freedom.
Now you're from St. Martin's,
Yes.
and you're in high school.
I got more freedom. I met guys from Nairobi. I met guys from all over. So I wanted to fit in. You know, guys from Nairobi know too much. So they used to smoke. They used to bring weed. They used to bring those tablets. But I used to fear taking the tablets because my mom used to tell me about drugs. She's a nurse. But I tasted weed, and I became hooked up. I wanted to fit in. Life went on. I cleared high school, still drinking. I went for my Juakali business, continued drinking. I got a family. I'm taking it fast forward.
Yes.
I got a family, and by then I quit drinking a little bit.
When you married?
When I married.
Yes.
But I thought I quit drinking. I thought that was the end of me. That was the best part of me. But I was addicted to chewing mira and mogoka.
Oh.
So when you're chewing mira and mogoka, you're not usually at home, because these things, people chew them at night.
Yes.
So my wife started complaining, I'm never in the house. I just come in the morning, take a shower, and go to work. I'm in the auto business. I do spares. So I was getting money. But the little money I was getting, the most part of it, I used to take it. I used to have it for my addiction, for my alcohol, for my
Mira.
Yeah, so there was little money for my family. I continued indulging in alcohol. It took a toll of me, because I became a real addict, a real alcoholic. I was a religious alcoholic. I could not do without alcohol. In fact, I could not hold such a glass without wobbling. I was shaking. So every moment I want to do something, I must first take alcohol.
In the morning? I imagine that was your breakfast.
When I wake up, alcohol. When I go to bed, alcohol. In case I blacked out and I left some alcohol on the table, and I happened to wake up in the middle of the night, I used to take it. So I was really hooked up. Now it took a toll on me, and my family was concerned.
Yes.
My siblings, and my only brother, my younger brother, but then was in university, and he was doing some research on drugs, on addiction, and he went to a place called Teen Challenge. It's a Christian Transformation Center. It's called Teen Challenge. It's somewhere in Kiambu.
Okay.
And in that institution, they assist people who have such problems, addiction problems.
Yeah.
So my brother came to me and asked me if I would wish to change. I told him I would love to change, but...
Were you convinced that you wanted to change?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, because being an addict, a serious addict, it was not easy.
Yeah, it was not easy. But through God's grace, after him persuading me for quite many times, the worst happened. My wife left with the kids. I was left alone.
Yeah, because now it was getting serious.
Yeah, and I decided, let me drink till I die. But my brother never gave up on me.
Yeah, because after all, you don't have no kids, you don't have your wife.
Yeah.
You don't have anybody to take care of. In fact, the money you're getting now is straight to the bar.
Straight to the bar.
Mogoka and all that.
Yeah. But my brother loved me, and he kept persuading. I should go to Teen Challenge.
Thank God for your brother.
So one Sunday I called him and I told him, I think I can go to that place you were talking about.
Okay.
At first I told him I'm not crazy. I thought crazy people are the ones who go for transformation centers.
Ooh.
But now I was thinking about my kids and I was thinking about my life, so I decided, let me give it a try. So I was taken to Teen Challenge.
You said it is in Kiambu?
It's in Kiambu.
Okay.
We have one center in Kiambu.
It's like a rehabilitation
center.
center.
Yeah, it's a rehab. We don't usually call it rehab. We call it a transformation center.
All right.
Then there is a main campus in Nakuru. When I was taken to the Kiambu one, I thought I would go there for 3 months because I thought like 3 months I'll be alright. But so my brother knew the program runs for 1 year, but he didn't tell me. Okay. So we decided to go. I went for the interview. I was booked in. It's an open institution. You're not under lock and key. It's not jail. It's up to you to decide if you want to change or not. So when I went for the interview, I was shocked. I was told I have to go.
Who is interviewing you?
Now the management.
Okay.
Teen Challenge. I was told the program runs for 1 year, so I thought I would remain in this place for 1 year. I told my brother I can't do 1 year.
And 1 year is too much.
It's too long. But he told me, okay, you do the 3 months and then we will see. So by the time I was going to that place, I knew I was there for 3 months. After 3 months, God works. After like 3 months, the 4th month, I got born again.
Wow.
I went to Teen Challenge in September 2018. I got born again in January 22nd.
Wow.
From then, even the thoughts of leaving that institution didn't come. I was determined to complete the program. I learned more about Christ. I learned more about fighting addiction. I learned many things. And since then, I've never turned back. I quit. That day I went, that 18th September, that day I went to that institution. Is the last time I took a cigarette. Is the last time I took a glass of Makali.
Wow, quite encouraging.
Yeah.
We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back as we listen to this testimony. Wow, it's quite challenging.
Oh, yeah.
And so encouraging. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Pambazukana Yesu, Pambazukana Yesu, Pambazukana Yesu, Pambazukana Yesu, Pambazukana Yesu, Pambazukana Yembazukana.
Wow, Anthony.
Yes.
You are at Teens Challenge.
Oh yes.
And you've been taken there by your brother. The journey seems to be too long. 1 year is too much for you.
Yeah.
You cannot imagine yourself being caged somewhere.
Yeah.
And for 1 year, by the way, you're still an addict then. And now you got to that institution.
Yeah.
What was the reception?
Once I got to Teen Challenge, the first thing you're told is that Christ reigns around that place.
Wow.
The Holy Spirit reigns around that.
I like that.
God is all over. So things like drugs, and it's a drug-free zone. It's a drug-free zone. So you've got to forget even the drugs, even in your mind. Okay? So my first day was like, I was thinking about the whole dinner. My second day was like, can I get a cigarette? My third day was like, I can't even get sleep. I was used to
Drinking.
Yeah.
And it's all that gave you comfort. When you drink, you're sober. You felt sober when you drank.
Yeah. But I came to realize after staying in Teen Challenge, I came to realize that it's a mindset. There's nothing like sleeping because there's nothing like you cannot get sleep because you did not drink. In fact, drinking and sleeping are two different things. Yeah. So I agreed to embrace the journey. And every day in Teen Challenge, every day is prayer time, every day is church time. You go to church daily, every morning. And different speakers come, different guests come, talking to us about drugs, about addiction, about Christ. And that was it. That was the life now. Teen Challenge, staying sober, being sober, and thinking like a normal person, you know. So
is the urge now lowered, or you still up there? You trying to work out where you can get something to drink or a cigarette?
No. One, you don't have money. Two, you are not forced to go there.
Yeah, it was voluntary. Do you remember?
Yes, you are not
Yes.
forced to go there.
Yeah.
It's not. You are not under arrest. Second, you want to change. I went there because I wanted to change. So I don't think there's room for thinking about cigarettes and alcohol and stuff like that. So there's only time for thinking about yourself. By then you forget about everyone. You forget about everything. You just think about you. You reconstruct you through God's power, prayer. Yeah.
Now you're in this new setup, and I'm sure your sister, your mother, your brother are always praying for you that you may change.
Yeah.
And now you've decided yourself to take this yourself there so that you can get that reformed life. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, did your wife know that you've gone to a transformation center?
In fact, by then, because when I was going to that transformation center, my wife had already left. Had gone to shags with the kids.
Yeah.
She didn't know where I am. Nobody knew. In fact, only my family knew. My immediate family, my mom and my brother and my sister.
Yeah.
No one else knew.
She was totally done with you. She was not even concerned where you are.
Yeah, she didn't know. I just disappeared. She used to come check on me, but then she always
Where?
Where I used to live.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
She left me in that house. But she always found me drunk.
So there's nothing you could have talked.
Yeah, so when I disappeared, in fact, most people thought I went abroad. And I said, Tony went to Afghanistan, because by then guys were going to Afghanistan. But after like 4 or 5 months, my mom told her where I am.
Okay.
And she paid me a visit.
Wow, that was nice of her.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we talked and talked. In fact, I told her about God. I told her I'm born again. She couldn't believe it.
It was not easy for her to believe.
Yeah,
You know, the
yeah.
person I've stayed with,
She thought
to an extent of moving
yeah.
out of the house with kids, must have gone to some extent.
You know,
she cannot believe
when
it.
you come home drunk and you have no money and you have kids there, in fact, no woman will stay.
Yeah.
Yeah. In
Yes.
fact, she even humiliated because she stayed with me for like a few years in that condition.
Just hoping that you'll change
Yeah.
it
At
one day.
times I have money, at times I don't. Because most times when you chew mirror and you know you chew mirror at night. So when guys are going to work, you're going to sleep.
Sad.
When guys are coming from work,
You're going
waking
out.
up.
Was she working?
To take mirror again. She was doing Bumarua here and there. Yeah.
And this guy has all the potential to look for money and support the family.
Yeah,
He's just a
yeah,
drunkard.
yeah.
That was
how
sad,
bad-
but I
that's how
thank
bad.
God.
Yeah,
Yes.
at least.
So she came and visited you in the
She
Teen
visited
Challenge.
me, Teen Challenge, we talked, and the visiting became
Usual.
usual. And now it was time to visit the counselor. Teen Challenge, there's a counselor, Teen Challenge.
Yeah.
Me and my wife, we went to see the counselor.
Oh, that's good. They do
Because
reconciliation.
they restore, they make you reconcile, they
Wow.
restore trust, they restore relationships, even with your family.
Yes.
Because even my mom came for counseling, and at least from there, everyone has trust with you.
Yeah, because you see, when you are a drunkard in your family,
Yeah.
even your most close family, your nuclear family, people tend not to, even to trust you.
Yeah, they don't even
Again, you're
want-
tempted
yeah.
to take anything. You can even steal from your mother.
Yeah,
And go
yeah,
just
yeah.
take a drink and you're good.
Luckily, I was not stealing. My mom used to be a very strict mother. I was very disciplined, though I was crazy on that side.
Yes.
I never stole anything from home. I had never. But I used to be a professional liar.
All
I
right.
could call and lie to my sister or my mom. I'm stuck somewhere. I've been arrested.
I need some
I
money.
need, they want like 2,000 bob. Yeah, they send me the 2,000. I continue drinking.
Anything. You could do
continue
anything just to
yeah.
satisfy your urge.
And then I forget I had called them. I call them again.
Oh my God.
I tell them now I've been arrested now. I'm asked, my sister asked me, how many times are you getting arrested?
Because you called me earlier.
Yeah, I gave you 2,000 in the morning. Now you want another 2,000. This policeman lies. Yani wewe usababu na uongo because you're not working.
Yeah.
Once ukishaingilia drugs, wewe ni mlinzi. If you're not taking the drugs, you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Unaona?
Your wife must have been very motivated and very encouraging.
Yeah. Everyone.
She learned that you know in the transformation stage.
Yeah. Even now, my youngest daughter, she doesn't know her drunk dad. Because when I was drinking, she was very tiny. But now when she came back to my life,
she was a big
sober.
girl.
Yeah, she's like, now she's 7. Yeah, she knows a sober dad. Okay. Everyone, most people, most young guys know me as a sober guy. Yeah.
Now, did you manage the 1 year? Or you just sneaked out and something?
I managed the 1 year. I loved the place.
It was not big like you thought?
No. In fact, I used to encourage the newcomers who used to come. Yeah?
Okay.
I used to tell them 1 year is just so small. Because, in fact, the guys I left, those drinking joints, I still found them there.
Oh, no.
Yeah, most of them are still there. Others died. Yeah. You know, once you're drunk in town, you're knocked by
Or even shot by the policeman.
So 1 year is quite small. It's quite small.
So what happened after the 1 year? Was there a graduation? What was it?
There after the 1 year, there's a graduation. You know what? That day when you're finishing the program, you're the preacher of the day. You give a sermon, you give a testimony, you give a sermon.
Now to who? To the entire college or to the entire institute?
Yeah,
yes,
and your visitors and your parents and your friends, whoever. And now after when you go home, you stay like 6, 7, 8 months or 1 year. So that's when you graduate. After you qualify, after everyone knows and you know you cannot drink, you're sure of yourself. You go to church.
So there's kind of a follow-up.
Yeah, there's a follow-up. In fact, I'm an alumni of Teen Challenge. Even now I can call Teen Challenge anytime. Before graduation, you have to take your pastor's barua to show you've been attending church.
Yeah.
And then you go for graduation. I had given you a photo of me graduating.
Yes, I think our producer have them. He's going to show some of us to the viewers so that they can see the transformed Anthony, where you came from and where you are now.
In fact, you see my photos. In fact, I look at my photos. I see like this guy and this guy.
This is not me.
This is not me.
Yeah.
Because in fact, I was. If Christ didn't come in, I don't think I would be alive.
We thank God.
Yeah.
He came at the right time.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I was talking of my viewer. When they look at you, they see you just an okay person. They can't imagine you in that photo looking like you're dying the next minute. That's what the devil can do.
Yeah.
But we thank the Lord who is able to give us a second chance.
Yes.
Now, you're out, you're waiting for your graduation. Have you graduated now?
Yeah, I graduated.
So you are found fit.
Yeah.
You qualify.
Yeah.
For the graduation.
Yeah.
After you graduate, you're now sent home to continue with your
life. And you pick from where you left. So I lived with my late sister.
Yeah, because I'm imagining now for 1.5 years.
Yeah, you have nothing.
You have nothing. You're now to zero. You're like a small boy now.
Yeah, you're starting again.
Yes.
But like the Bible says in 2 Corinthians chapter 5, when anyone is in Christ, he's a new creation.
True.
The old is gone,
and
the new has come.
True.
So it didn't bother me. I have nothing. I was determined to start all over again. So after my sister hosted me for like 6 months before she started becoming sick and we lost her.
Sorry about
she
that.
Rest in peace. And before she died, I had moved out. I had started making my life new.
So she left you a responsible guy.
Yeah. In fact, she had confidence in me. Yeah.
Is your wife coming back?
Yes.
When now will she join you? Because now in 6 months you're trying to lay your plan because you're starting zero.
We were meeting. She was coming to see me. Going back, coming to see me. And when I grabbed the house, she came back. And she's very protective. She doesn't even want those old friends to to greet me.
She must be. She has every right.
Yeah,
What she has seen with her own eyes.
Yeah.
And what you are is a full testimony of what the Lord can do.
Yes.
And at times, you see, you always fear what you've gone through because our experience is not, it's different from what the story you heard from someone. And now she imagined the life you are living and what you are doing now. She cannot compare the two. So she must be overprotected.
Very protected.
In fact, your friends must just agree that's the way it is for them to cope up with you.
Yeah, in fact, I had to make some very tough choices.
Yes.
Some very tough decisions. I had to, you know, even a phone has a delete button.
Yes,
I
yes,
had
yes.
to delete some.
You have to delete
old
some
friends.
issues.
I
Yes.
had to delete some places I used to visit. I don't visit them, you know, so that you remain safe.
Yes.
But I think the safest way to remain safe is to be in Christ.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Because
the
once you change the kingdom, but that kingdom I used to be in and this kingdom I am in, I cannot go back to the old one.
I thank God for that.
Yeah.
Now we have a young man in Form 4, in Form 1, in Form 2, others are in primary school, and they're watching us.
Yes.
And they're jailed. They're in real drugs.
Oh yes.
They're addicted, and they're watching us. They're like, if God can transform such a person, then I think this God is powerful. He can also do it to me.
Oh yes.
Talk to someone who is at home. Talk to the parent who is at home.
Yeah.
They're wondering who they can do with their son, their daughter. They, in fact, they've even given up on that kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, these teenagers, these young people, well, not even young people, these addicts. The first thing you got to show them, love. You don't hate on them. You don't get angry. Because once you show them you don't nothing to do with them, they will become rebellious. They will think everyone hates them. So others will become suicidal, you know. Others will run away from home. Others will disappear. Others will engage. They will get more worse. They will engage in crime because no one wants them at home. So love, because if my parents, if my mom didn't love me and my brothers and my sisters, they wouldn't have bothered to take me to a transformation center. So they didn't want to lose me. So love them.
Yes.
Talk to them. Tell them the dangers of addiction.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell them to choose their friends. Tell them to make the right choices. Because there's no way a beer will get from the counter and come to you.
True.
You will go and order for it and take it in your mouth.
Yes.
So it's up to you. Okay, you have to play a part as a youth or as an addict. You have to play your part, but the parents also have to play their part. They have to keep telling you, so that when you're getting lost, you'll get lost knowing. In fact, most people know the consequences. Like when you go and when you enter in a joint and you order for a drink, you come in very cool, a very cool guy. Pole, excuse me. You see me, after like 10 minutes, you start shouting. Hey, the next 30 minutes, you're dead asleep, you're blacked out. So you know the consequences. Most people know the consequences. The aftermath. You know what will happen if I smoke weed. You know what will happen if I take heroin. You know the consequences. You know?
Yeah.
So you keep telling them. You don't get tired of telling them. Like me, I keep telling my friends. I keep telling them. Most people say, when I got saved, oh, Adiringa, oh, Adarani. No. Me, no, I keep telling them the truth, and they don't want to hear the truth. Usipowambia, in fact, God atajamnaye. Wewe ulikuwa pale, you know what you want, so you keep telling them. So parents, challenge kubwa ya kuambia, you have to know who your kids are working with. Lazima ujue wanaenda wapi. Your son doesn't have to go out and bring a phone like this one. Na hujampatia pesa, ametoa wapi, ameiba. So parents have a big role to play.
There's another group of students whose parents even don't know they are addicts, but somehow they know themselves, and they're not even able to disclose what their problem is. So you find these kids are fighting with their parents, not necessarily because it's a kawaida fight. They know what they're influenced with, and now the parents are not even sure what is happening to their kids. Talk to that young man, talk to that young girl.
Consequences. I keep talking about consequences.
Yes.
You know, once you're taking drugs, it's not your parents who are taking those drugs. Those drugs will not kill your parents. Those drugs will kill you. You know?
Yeah.
So it's up to you. You know, everyone has a brain.
Yeah.
Even a baby has a brain. But at least once you're an adult, you're a teen, you can reason. You know what your good choices. Bad choices, bad consequences. Good choices, good consequences. So it's up to one. It's up because you are not forced to.
Yes.
You have, it has to come. So those young guys, it's up to them. It's up to them. They have to take charge. Yes.
So to our young guys at home,
Take
it's
charge.
a responsibility to
It's
take
your
charge.
responsibility.
Take care of
Yeah.
yourself.
Yes.
It may be difficult thinking that you can be able to live what you're addicted to. But there's God who has a second chance
Yes.
for you. There's a God who is able to transform your life to a better person. If only you believe in yourself, and if only you take a step and say, now I'll take charge of my life because this is my life. This is not my mother's life, this is not my father's life. It is something I have to decide as me. Mimi sababu ni mimi nimeumia. So some of them are very comfortable. In fact, they don't think that this will affect them because they've just started.
Yeah.
Actually, others started when they just joined from one.
Yeah.
And they think the journey will be very, very...
It looks like fun.
Yes, it looks like fun. But eventually, it can lead you to a very bad place.
Yes.
So it's high time you take charge of your life.
Yeah.
Just like Anthony is saying, know that this is your life.
Yes.
You're spoiling your life.
Yes.
And there is no better tomorrow for you if you continue in drugs. The Lord can be able to transform you. Yours might not be bad like his, because he was totally bad.
Yeah.
You can imagine someone who could see the whole night.
Yes. Walk. I'm all over. You got to.
You know, it's a bit crazy. How do you live life at night and then you just go out with other guys and you hook up the whole night?
Yeah.
And then you come in the morning.
I'm in the next club. You go to the next club. I'm there. I'm all over. Club hopping, walking,
Oh no.
and imagining things. Like when you take mirror, you start imagining things. You start imagining you're rich.
So that's what I'm telling my
Yeah.
dear, that it can get you to a very bad place.
Yeah.
When you get in that, when you get so much sticking in that thing,
Yes.
and it will be difficult for you. And it's a journey. You see
It's
the
a journey.
transformation,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
easy.
Ah.
So you can imagine you go somewhere and you think of, where can I get a cigarette? Because the quench, the thirst is that much. But God is able to do all things, even the ones that you think they are too hard for you. The Lord is never limited.
Yeah.
So we thank the Lord for your testimony. Thanks for coming.
You're
You've
welcome.
encouraged someone.
Yeah.
You've talked to a parent somewhere so that they don't refuse even to talk with their kids. We pray that the parents will continue to show passion, show love to these dear ones. All is not lost. Don't give up on them. Support them. Like you see your family supported you. If you never support your kid today, even if the situation is that bad, they might even hang themselves,
Yeah.
which is not supposed to be, because the Bible tells us that all of us are forgiven.
Yeah.
Yes, if you trust in God, all will be forgiven. So these dear ones, they are struggling. Even the teachers know they are struggling. But we pray even for the teachers who are telling to our kids that they may show them love. They don't put them away. They don't put them off, because these creatures, they're just confused. They don't know what they're supposed to do. But we pray that the Lord is going to open the mind of these dear ones, that our young people are not going to be spoiled with drugs. Even the old guys.
Yeah.
You see, guys even at 50s and they're drunkards and they're trying to struggle with it. They cannot be able to come out of it. Addiction is real. Addiction is real. That's what I want to tell my friend. Addiction is real. It's not something that you just think of. It is real and it happens. And it has killed, it has spoiled the lives of so many guys. So it's the high time you rise up and be sober. Be sober in whatever you do. In school, your mom cannot be able to protect you. Your dad can't either. See, you had a very strict mother.
Yeah, very
you can
strict.
imagine for that time, a nurse for that matter. So her guy, she knew what you're supposed to do. But you see, a kid must at times go astray. Not because you don't have a good leading, because you decide to do so.
Yeah.
So let us sober up. Let's try to reason like grown-ups, because a high school kid is not a young kid who cannot be able to do a decision.
Yeah.
We pray that the Lord is going to open the hearts and the minds of our youngsters, and even the old ones who are addicted. They still hope for you. You're not lost. You'll not go to jail if you only trust in yourself and sober up.
Yes.
Thanks for coming.
You're welcome.
We actually learned a lot, and we can testify that there's a way you can dedicate yourself to God,
Yes.
who is going to transform all what you think about yourself.
Yes.
Because I can imagine now, your kid knows you is a very good father.
Yeah.
It's only your mom who knows who you are.
Yeah.
And maybe those guys who are very close to you. But you see now, to the whole world, we knows you as a irresponsible person. And this is what the devil can do. He can make you a very irresponsible person until you realize yourself, until you know who you are, so that you can walk knowing that this is my direction. I'm sure where I'm headed, and I know what I want in life. So I also salute your wife for the support, because many don't even come back. Or she was able to trust you and come back. So we thank the Lord for that. To our viewers, we want to thank you because of being together with us. You can continue on our platform, on our social media platform. We are at DAESAKTV.com. You can watch us on Facebook, on Twitter, DAESAK TV. You can also send us a message on 23595. You can also chat us on our WhatsApp number is 0724-121-812. Continue being with us. We are blessed to have you. We are blessed to know that you keep watch every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. We are here at the Rise and Shine Show. This is where we have a good encounter with God. So don't miss being together with us every Sunday. And for now, I pray that the Lord is going to lead you in His paths of righteousness this week. We pray that this week will start when you're strong, when you're energetic, to move on, because the Lord reigneth in your heart. Hope you've been blessed. See you next time, next Sunday, at a time like this. We love you. We pray for you. God bless you.
Yesu, pambazukana Yesu, pambazukana Yesu, pambazukana Yesu, pambazukana Yesu.
We value your feedback and welcome any comment, query, or complaint regarding our programs. Get in touch with us on 0724-121-812 or email complaints@daesaktv.com.